Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into one of the most anticipated drones of the year, the DJI Avata 360, and trust me, this is going to be absolutely massive for content creators, FPV enthusiasts, and anyone interested in immersive video capture. We're talking about a complete game changer here. A drone that combines the agility and maneuverability of the original Avata FPV system with cutting-edge 360-degree camera technology that's going to open up creative possibilities we've never seen before in the consumer drone market. Now, before we get into all the technical specs, the pricing, the release date, and what this means for you as a creator, let me give you some context about why this drone exists and why DJI is making this move right now. The drone market has been heating up significantly over the past year, particularly in the 360-degree capture space. Companies like Insta360 have been dominating the spherical camera market for years. They've got incredible expertise in stitching algorithms, image processing, and creating user-friendly software for 360 content. But here's where things get interesting. Insta360 recently launched a completely new brand called Anti-Gravity, and they released the Anti-Gravity A1, which is a lightweight 360-degree drone designed specifically for immersive capture. This put massive pressure on DJI because suddenly they're not just competing in the traditional drone space, they're facing a direct challenge in the immersive video market, which is growing exponentially thanks to VR headsets, social media platforms supporting 360 content, and creators looking for new ways to stand out. So DJI had to respond, and respond fast. According to multiple leaks and sources from the industry, including FCC filings that were discovered just a few weeks ago, DJI has been working on the Avata 360 for quite some time, and they're accelerating the launch to beat Insta360 to market. There's also a critical regulatory component here that's driving the urgency. Due to ongoing geopolitical tensions and potential regulatory restrictions in the United States, there's talk of a possible ban or import restriction on DJI products that could take effect around December 23, 2025. Now, whether this actually happens or not remains to be seen, but DJI is clearly taking it seriously because they've fast-tracked the Avata 360 through FCC certification, and all the leaks suggest they're planning to launch this drone before that deadline. This means we could see an official announcement any day now, possibly within the next couple of weeks, which is incredibly exciting. Now let's talk about the design and hardware, because this is where things get really interesting. The Avata 360 takes the basic form factor of the Avata 2, which many of you are already familiar with. It's got that compact, ducked propeller design that makes it safer to fly in tight spaces and around people. But the major difference is the camera system. Instead of a single forward-facing camera like the regular Avata, the Avata 360 features two cameras mounted on a motorized gimbal system, one pointing upward and one pointing downward. And together these cameras capture a complete 360-degree spherical view of everything around the drone. According to the specifications that have leaked from FCC documents and industry insiders, both cameras use large 1/1.1-inch CMOS sensors, which is significantly bigger than what most action cameras and even some competing drones use. Bigger sensors mean better low-light performance, better dynamic range, and overall higher image quality, which is crucial when you're capturing immersive content that people might view on large VR headsets or high-resolution displays. The resolution capabilities are absolutely insane. The Avata 360 can reportedly shoot 8K video at 50 frames per second in full 360-degree mode, which is perfect for VR content, for reframing in post-production, and for creating incredibly detailed immersive experiences. But here's where DJI really innovates. Beyond what the competition is doing, the camera system can rotate 90 degrees, which means you can switch between full 360-degree capture mode and a traditional forward-facing FPV mode where you're essentially using just one of the cameras to shoot standard 4K video at up to 120 frames per second. This is genius because it means you're not locked into only shooting 360 content, you can adapt on the fly depending on what the shot requires. If you're following a mountain biker down a trail and you want that immersive wraparound footage where viewers can look in any direction, you use 360 mode. But if you want a more traditional cinematic FPV shot with all the speed and drama but without the spherical distortion, you just rotate the camera and shoot in standard mode. This flexibility is something the anti-gravity A1 doesn't offer. They're locked into 360 mode only, which means DJI has a significant advantage in terms of versatility. Another brilliant design element is how the landing mechanism works. The anti-gravity A1 uses motorized landing legs that extend and retract to protect the camera lenses during takeoff and landing, which adds weight and complexity. DJI took a different approach. According to posts from users who've seen early prototypes, the Avata 360's camera housing itself rotates during landing to hide one of the lenses, protecting it from damage while keeping the overall design simpler and potentially lighter. Speaking of weight, this has been one of the most debated aspects of the drone. Early rumors suggested DJI might try to keep the weight under 250 grams to qualify for the C0 category in Europe and avoid certain registration requirements in various countries. However, the most recent information from the FCC filing indicates the Avata 360 weighs approximately 377 grams, which makes sense when you consider they're packing in dual large sensors, a motorized gimbal system, and a significantly larger battery. This brings us to the battery, which is one of the major upgrades. The Avata 360 uses a battery rated at 38.67 watt-hours at 14.32 volts, which represents about a 26% increase in capacity compared to the Avata 2 battery. Now, you might think that means 26% more flight time, but unfortunately it's not quite that simple. The dual camera system, the gimbal motors, the increased processing power required to stitch and record 8K 360-degree video, all of this consumes significantly more power than a standard FPV drone. So while the battery is bigger, the power draw is also higher, which means the actual flight time improvement might be more modest, probably in the range of 18 to 23 minutes depending on how aggressively you're flying and whether you're recording in 8K 360 mode or standard 4K mode. The transmission system is another area where DJI is leveraging its technological advantage. The Avata 360 reportedly uses OcuSync 4.0, which is DJI's latest transmission protocol, offering up to 20 kilometers of range in ideal conditions and support for high-quality low-latency video transmission. This is crucial for FPV flying where you need that real-time feed to your goggles with minimal lag. The drone is compatible with the DJI Goggles N3 and the RC Motion 3 controller, which means if you're already in the DJI ecosystem you can potentially use accessories you already own, though there will likely be a Fly More combo package that includes everything you need to get started. Now let's talk about use cases because this is where the Avata 360 really shines and why I think it's going to be revolutionary for certain types of content creators. First and foremost, if you're creating VR content, 360-degree videos for platforms like YouTube VR, or immersive experiences for VR headsets, this drone gives you the ability to capture aerial 360 footage with a level of quality and stabilization that wasn't really accessible in a consumer package before. You can fly through environments, give viewers the ability to look around in any direction, and create truly immersive experiences. For action sports videographers, particularly those filming cycling, skateboarding, skiing, or any activity where you want to follow a subject, the 360 capability means you can position the drone and let the subject move through the frame while capturing everything. Then in post-production you can choose exactly which angle you want to feature. You can even create dynamic reframing effects where the perspective shifts as the action unfolds. For real estate and commercial applications like virtual tours, property inspections, or showcasing venues and locations, having a flying 360-degree camera opens up possibilities that ground-based 360 cameras simply can't achieve. You can fly through a property, capture both interior and exterior spaces from unique angles, and give potential buyers or clients an incredibly comprehensive view. And for creative filmmakers and experimental video artists, the combination of FPV agility and 360 capture is just a massive playground for innovation. You can create shots that would be impossible with traditional cameras. play with perspective in post-production, and push the boundaries of what aerial cinematography can be. Now, of course, there are challenges and limitations we need to discuss because no product is perfect. First, the post-production workflow for 360 video is significantly more complex than traditional video. You need software that can handle spherical footage, you need to understand how to reframe and reorient the view, and rendering 8K 360 video is computationally intensive, which means you need a pretty powerful computer. DJI will likely provide their own software suite to help with this, possibly an updated version of their studio software optimized for 360 content, but there's definitely a learning curve. Second, file sizes are going to be massive. 8K 360-degree video at 50 frames per second generates enormous files, which means you need fast storage, lots of capacity, and efficient backup solutions. Third, while the larger battery is welcome, the reality is that 18 to 23 minutes of flight time means you need to plan your shoots carefully and probably invest in multiple batteries if you want to capture extended footage. Fourth, the weight of 377 grams puts it above the 250-gram threshold that offers regulatory advantages in some regions, which means depending on where you live you might need to register the drone, pass certain tests, or follow stricter flying regulations. Fifth, the cost is definitely going to be premium. According to leaks, the Fly More combo, which includes the drone, controller, goggles, extra batteries, and accessories, is expected to be priced around $999 to $1,299, which is a significant investment, though if you consider what you're getting in terms of capability it's actually pretty competitive compared to buying a high-end FPV drone and a separate 360 camera. Now let's talk about the competitive landscape because this is fascinating. Insta360's anti-gravity A1 was announced in August 2025 with a planned release in January 2026, and it's positioned as a lightweight sub-250-gram 360 drone which gives it regulatory advantages. However, by launching the Avata 360 in December 2025, DJI beats them to market by at least a month, which in the tech world can be a huge advantage for capturing early adopters and establishing market presence. The anti-gravity A1 only shoots 360-degree footage, it doesn't have the flexibility to switch to standard FPV mode like the Avata 360 does, and while it might have the weight advantage, the Avata 360 appears to have superior sensors, better integration with DJI's ecosystem, and more versatile shooting modes. This could make the Avata 360 the more compelling choice for professional creators and serious enthusiasts who prioritize image quality and flexibility over the regulatory convenience of sub-250-gram weight. We're witnessing the birth of a new category here, the prosumer 360-degree FPV drone, and the competition between DJI and Insta360 is going to drive rapid innovation in sensor technology, stabilization algorithms, battery efficiency, and user-friendly post-production tools. So what should you do if you're interested in this drone? First, if you're serious about getting one, stay tuned to DJI's official channels and be ready to order quickly, because given the potential regulatory deadline and the high interest in this product, initial stock might sell out fast. Second, start familiarizing yourself with 360-degree video workflows now. Learn the basics of spherical video editing, experiment with reframing techniques, and understand what software you'll need. Third, assess whether you really need 360 capability or if a traditional FPV drone would serve your needs better, because the 360 features come with added complexity and cost. And fourth, consider the ecosystem. If you already own DJI goggles and controllers, the Avata 360 might integrate seamlessly, but if you're starting from scratch, factor in the full cost of getting into FPV flying. In conclusion, the DJI Avata 360 represents a significant evolution in consumer drone technology. It's taking the immersive FPV experience and adding a layer of creative flexibility through 360-degree capture that opens up entirely new possibilities for content creators. And if the specs and features the T have leaked prove accurate, this could genuinely be one of the most exciting drone releases in years. I cannot wait to get my hands on one and start experimenting with all the creative possibilities. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel because I'll be bringing you full coverage, real-world testing, tutorial content, and creative examples of what you can achieve with this incredible piece of technology. Thanks so much for watching. Drop a comment below telling me what you're most excited about with the Avata 360, and I'll see you in the next video.